Today we are going to talk about inversions.
The inversions are used to give emphasis to a different part of the sentence. Some uses of inversions are strong opinions, dramatic effects, and giving rules.
Its structure for these uses is frequency of adverbs plus an auxiliary plus a subject plus a past participle verb.
An example of this structure could be never have I been so disappointed. The frequency adverbs can be rarely, seldom, and never.
Other way we can use inversion is by narrating situations that are consecutive or successive. These successions include the adverbs
Hardly, scarcely, barely, and no sooner. And we use when for hardly, scarcely, and barely, and for no sooner than. Its structure is frequency adverb plus auxiliary plus subject plus verb plus when or then plus complement. One example could be hardly had I been to European countries when my visa expired. The third case of inversions uses is under not circumstances and at not time, which makes its emphasis on something you shouldn't do, a negative sentence. Its structure is phrases with preposition plus no plus modal verbs plus complement. An example for this could be at no time emergency exits should be blocked. Lastly, there is the case in which there is a contrast of or addition of information, which is the use of not only but. Its structure is not only plus auxiliary plus complement plus but plus complement to. An example for this can be not only do I know Spanish, but I speak English as well.
Passive are used in order to change a sentence emphasis by taking out the subject and focusing on the action. In the first case of passive, we know what happened, but who did it is unknown. Its general structure is object, followed by the verb to be, followed by an action or a verb in past participle.
Plus the subject.
And the example is I heard that a gun had been shot.
The second one is when we know who from the action is known but is placed at the end to cause emphasis. Its structure is pronoun or object plus verb to be plus past participle plus complement. An example for this is the dog was adopted by Andres. Finally, passive can also be used to make sentence be distant from the subject in cases we don't agree or we are not certain. Its structure is pronoun plus to be verb plus past participle plus complement. An example is, it was thought that women could only be housewives.